Now that we have the toggler, the next thing what we need is to toggle something. So basically what we want to toggle here is a list of navigation items. So right after this button, what we're going to do is we're going to create a div, and then I'm going to add a class called collapse. And then we're going to add navbar collapse. Okay. And for this one, we need to add an ID. So if you remember, we use this ID. So this is the target. So I'm just going to copy this and then paste it over here. And inside this is where we want to add all the list items, the navigation list item. So here I'm going to call this as a UL, and here I'm going to call this as navbar nav. And on the right side, I'm going to give some auto margin. So I'm going to say ME auto. And I want some margin bottom, so I'm going to call this as MB2. And then I'm going to set this to MB LG0. So on the large screen, the margin bottom is going to be 0. Let's tap that. And inside this, we can create some list items. I'm going to call this as LI. And for this, I'm going to call nav item. And inside this, I'm going to create a anchor tag. I'm going to give this as hash for now. And here we're going to give a class. Call this as nav link, and I'm going to set the aria current. I'm going to set that to page, and since it's a current page, I'm going to set the class here as active. And when I click on this, I want to go to my dash.html, and here we're going to call this as home. Let's save that. Let's see how that looks. If I get to the browser, and let's get back to the normal page. Now you can see that we have this home account. So if I click on this, it will just redirect me to the home page itself. Let's create our two more nav items, that is the employees list and the jobs list. Let's get back to our code, and I'm just going to copy this entire thing and paste it over here. We don't need the active part. We don't need the aria current, but we do need the href. So I'm just going to set this to hash. And here I'm going to call this as employees. Just copy this and paste it over here, and this one is going to be jobs. Let's save that. Now if I get to the browser, you can see we have home, employees, and jobs.